On this day in history, November 11th, renowned Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe made a groundbreaking celestial observation on November 11, 1572. He spotted what would later be known as Supernova SN 1572, a stellar explosion so bright it was visible to the naked eye during daylight. This observation helped disprove the ancient belief that the heavens were unchangeable. The Mayflower Compact, the first governing document of Plymouth Colony, was signed aboard the Mayflower on November 11, 1620. The document was signed by 41 male passengers, establishing a rudimentary form of democracy and rule of law. This compact became one of the foundational documents of American democracy. Gottfried Leibniz achieved a mathematical breakthrough on November 11, 1675. He first demonstrated integral calculus by solving the area under a curve, a fundamental advancement in mathematics. This discovery, along with his work on differential calculus, would revolutionize mathematics and physics. The Cherry Valley Massacre marked a dark day in American Revolutionary War history on November 11, 1778. Loyalist and Seneca Indian forces attacked a fort and village in eastern New York, killing more than 40 civilians and soldiers. This brutal attack became one of the most notorious incidents of the American Revolution. British and Canadian forces secured a decisive victory over American troops on November 11, 1813. The defeat forced the Americans to abandon their St. Lawrence campaign. This battle significantly impacted the War of 1812's Northern Theater. The Virginia Military Institute opened its doors on November 11, 1839. Founded in Lexington, Virginia, it became the first state-sponsored military college in the United States. This institution would go on to play a significant role in American military education. The Treaty of Sinchula was signed between Bhutan and the British East India Company on November 11, 1865. This agreement ceded the areas east of the Teesta River to British control. The treaty significantly altered the territorial boundaries of Bhutan. The Victorian Aboriginal Protection Act was enacted in Australia on November 11, 1869. This legislation gave the government unprecedented control over Indigenous peoples' lives and their children. The Act's implementation led to the tragic period known as the Stolen Generations. Washington became the newest member of the United States on November 11, 1889. It was admitted as the 42nd state, marking a significant expansion of the American Union. This addition brought new resources and opportunities to the growing nation. A remarkable weather event struck the Midwestern United States on November 11, 1911. Multiple cities experienced record high and low temperatures on the same day due to an intense cold front. This unusual meteorological phenomenon became known as the Great Blue Norther. Józef Piłsudski assumed supreme military power in Poland on November 11, 1918. This date became symbolic as the first day of Polish independence. The event marked Poland's emergence as a sovereign nation after World War I. A violent clash erupted in Centralia, Washington on November 11, 1919. Members of the Industrial Workers of the World attacked an Armistice Day parade, resulting in 5 deaths. This incident became a significant event in American labor history. Latvian forces achieved a crucial victory in Riga on November 11, 1919. They defeated the West Russian Volunteer Army during the Latvian War of Independence. This victory helped secure Latvia's independence. The Tomb of the Unknowns was solemnly dedicated on November 11, 1921. President Warren G. Harding presided over the ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. This memorial became a sacred symbol of American sacrifice in war. Adolf Hitler faced consequences for his failed coup attempt on November 11, 1923. He was arrested in Munich for high treason due to his role in the beer hall putsch. This arrest would lead to his imprisonment, during which he wrote Mein Kampf. The United States established a standardized highway system on November 11, 1926. The United States numbered highway system created a network of consistently marked roads. This system revolutionized American transportation and commerce. The Shrine of Remembrance was unveiled in Melbourne on November 11, 1934. This memorial was dedicated to the Australians who served in World War I. It has since become one of Australia's most important war memorials. The Royal Navy launched a revolutionary attack on November 11, 1940. The Battle of Taranto marked the first all-aircraft ship-to-ship naval attack in history. This innovative tactic would influence naval warfare forever. The Turkish parliament enacted the discriminatory Varlık Vergisi on November 11, 1942. This capital tax primarily targeted non-Muslim citizens with the unofficial aim of destroying their economic influence. The law had devastating effects on Turkey's minority communities. NASA achieved another milestone in space exploration on November 11, 1966. The successful launch of Gemini 12 marked another step in America's space program. This mission would prove crucial for future space endeavors. The Space Shuttle program entered a new phase on November 11, 1982. Columbia launched from Kennedy Space Center on STS-5, the first operational mission of the program. This marked a transition from testing to regular space operations. The Church of England made a historic decision on November 11, 1992. The General Synod voted to allow women to become priests. This decision marked a significant shift in Anglican Church policy. A new memorial was dedicated at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial on November 11, 1993. The sculpture honored the women who served in the Vietnam War. This edition recognized the crucial role of women in military service. New Zealand honored its fallen soldiers on November 11, 2004. The Tomb of the Unknown Warrior was dedicated at the National War Memorial in Wellington. This memorial pays tribute to New Zealand's unidentified war dead. A significant transition occurred in Palestinian leadership on November 11, 2004. Following Yasser Arafat's confirmed death from unidentified causes, Mahmoud Abbas was quickly elected PLO chairman. This marked a new era in Palestinian politics. Queen Elizabeth II honored New Zealand's military sacrifice on November 11, 2006. She unveiled the New Zealand War Memorial in London. This memorial commemorates the shared military heritage of New Zealand and British forces. Thank you most sincerely for your time and attention. If you found this presentation enlightening, I encourage you to share it with others, express your appreciation with a like, and consider subscribing for future content. I look forward to your company in the next installment.